If there's one thing all of us gym goers happily share, it is the beautiful experience of successfully failing our fitness goals. And although we can blame our failures on many things, we might be better off looking at something within ourselves that affects how consistent we are at the gym. Let's talk about it. It's always interesting how whenever we get a shred of motivation, we promise ourselves to never give up on our goals again while getting amped up to hit the weights. Then we hang out on the couch a few weeks later, eating Doritos and watching other people hit the weights on TikTok. So what is the deal with us consistently not being consistent with going to the gym? Well, according to the science, there can be many reasons. Some of the more commonly documented reasons are the usual suspects, like the lack of time, lack of money, and lack of social support. But the science also cites one factor that is just as common as these big ones, yet we don't really talk about it nearly as much. It's a little thing called self-efficacy, a psychological concept originally proposed by psychologist Albert Bandura. The science has shown that people with high self-efficacy are more likely to be physically fit and exercise on a consistent basis. Improving self-efficacy through exercise has also shown to greatly improve one's overall mental well-being. The basic definition of self-efficacy is a person's own belief in their ability to take actions necessary to achieve their goals. In other words, the science proposes that the more confident you are with what you do at the gym, the more likely you are to actually do it. It might seem obvious because it is, but when was the last time you really thought about this? Do you think at this very moment you can do exactly what you need to do to reach your fitness goals? If the answer is no, then your level of self-efficacy might be the reason you exercise inconsistently. So if that's the case, what exactly can we do to improve our self-efficacy in relation to fitness? Well, sure, one thing you can do is change your goal to something more attainable, but I'm not really a big fan of that because I think it's important for you to go after what you really want. Perhaps a better approach is to focus more on the part of self-efficacy about our belief in our abilities or our confidence in achieving our goal. Put it simply, we want to do more of the things we feel confident in doing at the gym that will still serve our goals. With this in mind, there's one very simple strategy I want to share with you that can help you do just that. Now, when it comes to doing things we're confident in doing, essentially there are things we've done before. So first, you gotta find out what's the most difficult thing you've done at the gym that you feel fairly confident you can do again. Now, take whatever that is, and when you go to the gym, you're not gonna do that exactly, but instead, you're gonna do just a little bit less, or perhaps the second toughest thing. So for example, let's say your goal is to deadlift 315 pounds, and right now you feel fairly confident you can deadlift 200 pounds. For your program, instead of calculating your numbers based on 200 pounds as your 1RM, you're gonna use something a bit less, like 190 pounds. Another example is if you wanna run a mile in, say, like under 7 minutes, and right now you feel fairly confident you can run a mile in 9 minutes. In your training, however, you're gonna aim for an average of something more like 9 minutes and 30 seconds. We want to do the second toughest thing. Now, why exactly do we want to do this? And also, why not just do the toughest thing? Well, first, if you already can do the toughest thing consistently, then you probably wouldn't be watching this video. And also, we humans aren't really good at accurately judging our capabilities anyway. So by going for the second toughest thing, we get to work with a bit of a buffer to ensure that we're doing things that will promote self-efficacy, thus promote consistency. And since the second toughest thing is still fairly challenging, it should still sufficiently stimulate physiological adaptations. In fact, after doing this for a few weeks, you'll probably notice that what you initially believed was the toughest thing you can confidently do now feels like it's actually the second or even third toughest thing. So the results we ultimately end up with is a greater level of self-efficacy, more exercise consistency, better mental well-being, and most importantly, more progression towards our fitness goals. And before you know it, you'll develop a level of self-efficacy high enough that you even feel confident in tackling completely new things you've never done before. That's when you know you figured things out. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a consistent thumbs up and share it with your confident, loving friends. Subscribe for more and let me know what you think about self-efficacy in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to get your protein.